Really good one. So this is what kicked off my lawsuit. You ready for this? I'm going to ask this question. If a mother brings in fraudulent evidence to remove full custody away from a father and an attorney is aware of it, is that illegal?
Yes, presenting fraudulent evidence in a custody case is considered illegal and unethical. It's sadly common for an opposing party in a family law case to engage in conduct that is fraudulent or involves perjury, lying under oath. If the parent making false allegations lies under oath, they can be charged with perjury. The parent who is the target of false accusations could lose custody or visitation rights with their child. Ultimately, it is the children who are harmed when one parent makes false accusations against the other in a custody case. As for the attorney, if they have actual knowledge of a client's intended criminal or fraudulent conduct, their responsibility is clear under the model rules. The lawyer must not provide legal advice in furtherance of the improper conduct, and may be required to withdraw from the representation. A lawyer shall not knowingly offer evidence that the lawyer knows to be false. If a lawyer comes to know of its falsity, the lawyer shall take reasonable remedial measures, including, if necessary, disclosure to the tribunal. However, these are general principles, and the specifics can vary depending on the jurisdiction and the exact circumstances of the case. It's always recommended to consult with a legal professional for advice tailored to the specific situation. Please note that this information should not be construed as legal advice. It's always best to consult with a legal professional for advice tailored to your specific situation.
What does the California bar say about an attorney submitting fraudulent evidence on behalf of their client, even if they are not aware that it's fraudulent?
According to the California bar, a lawyer is required to be truthful when dealing with others on a client's behalf. A lawyer shall not knowingly make a false statement of material fact or law to a third person. However, a lawyer does not necessarily affirm or vouch for the truthfulness of representations made by the client in the agreement or document. A non-disclosure can be the equivalent of a false statement of material fact or law under paragraph A, where a lawyer makes a partially true but misleading material statement or material omission. If a lawyer unknowingly submits fraudulent evidence on behalf of their client, it's not necessarily considered fraud on the court. Lawyers don't testify or give evidence, they only argue their client's position through the client and witnesses. Nothing a lawyer says or does is evidence. It's argument. What you're referring to as a fraudulent document is presumably one who the opposing party can cross-examine and/or impeach its author. If it's a forgery, a professional document examiner can examine it and provide evidence of forgery. However, if a lawyer comes to know that the evidence is fraudulent, they are required to take reasonable remedial measures.
Yep.
If a lawyer violates these rules or the State Bar Act, knowingly assists, solicits, or induces another to do so, or does so through the acts of another, it is considered professional misconduct.
Oh yeah, get ready, Julie.
Please note that this information should not be construed as legal advice. It's always best to consult with a legal professional for advice tailored to your specific situation.
Can you find me the opinion of the California bar that stated that it's felony perjury for an attorney to submit fraudulent evidence or lies to the court on behalf of their client? Now, you guys, I just
The California Bar's Standing Committee on Professional Responsibility and Conduct has issued a formal opinion on this matter. According to the opinion, an attorney must not present or use perjured testimony known by the attorney to be false, even if the client has instructed the attorney to do so.
Yep.
If the attorney offered to the tribunal testimony that is material to the proceeding and later learns that the testimony was false, the attorney must take reasonable remedial measures to correct the record without violating the duty of confidentiality.
In fact, my kid was never given
If
back
such
to me.
measures fail, the attorney may have a duty to seek to withdraw from the representation.
Yep.
Moreover, it's important to note that perjury is a felony under California law.
Yes, it is.
If an attorney knowingly submits fraudulent evidence or lies to the court on
Yep.
behalf of their client, it could potentially be considered subornation of perjury,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is also a serious crime.
Yep, get ready, Julie.
However, if a lawyer
what you're
unknowingly
getting.
submits fraudulent evidence on behalf of their client, it's not necessarily considered fraud on the court. Lawyers don't testify or give evidence. They only argue their client's position through the client and witnesses. Nothing a lawyer
Unless
says
you make
or
a
does is evidence.
self-declaration. Now you
It's
can be called as a
argument.
witness.
Please note that this information should not be construed as legal advice. It's always best to consult with a legal professional for advice tailored to your specific situation.
You're effed. You are effed. What does that say? Moreover, it's important to note that perjury is a felony under California law. Now, that in itself is going to not only get Olivia hemmed up on a felony, but because they committed a felony perjury to have my child taken away, just as I said, and the fact that the judges and nobody has reported this, they're all responsible. Now you know why the lawsuit is there. It's all on you. It's all on Julie and Olivia. So if you guys want to get pissed off that you guys are all in a fucking deprivations of rights lawsuit, that's why. So go talk to the fucking attorney that submitted a fake drug test, knowing it was fake 2 months before they submitted it, because they were told by a medical professional, which I have proof of in a medical report, that he tested negative for all drugs. That drug test was faulty, and they knew it, and they submitted it anyways when I wasn't even present in court. So you know what? All you guys that are fucking all mad at me because you're on a lawsuit because you're assisting this disgusting fucking child trafficker, go fuck yourself.